Hello, Blossom and Bloom here. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a wig on your sewing machine. So I'm showing you the wig cap that I'm using for this project. This cap doesn't have any stretch to it except for the elastics on the side, and I prefer this for when I'm sewing on the sewing machine because when I pull the cap it doesn't stretch, and so I don't end up with a big wig. Basically it just controls the size for me. Now I'm showing you the closure that I'm going to be using. It's a 14 inches Kinky closure, and I'm going to pin that down all around onto the canvas head, onto the wig cap on the canvas head, and I'm going to trace around this closure so I know the center of the wig basically. And also you have to use a really thick mark. You have to make sure you leave a strong mark there because it can rub off. I'm using a pencil chalk here, and chalk you can obviously use a pen. I would recommend a red pen because obviously you'll be able to see that very well when you're sewing, so you won't miss where your center is basically. I'm just going to draw around that. Okay, so we got there in the end, so that's off and the wig cap is coming off, and you can see that mark on there. It's very strong, so it won't be moving or dusting off whilst I'm sewing. Now we're moving on to the sewing bits, the part that you've been waiting for. This is really straightforward. All you have to do is just lay the weft onto the cap, put your needle down and start sewing basically. Yeah, it's really straightforward. And then you have to make sure you backstitch the beginning of your sewing, so you sew it forward and then you go back on the same sewing. You can do that a few times. I just do it once, but you can do it a few times you can do it twice if you want, and you just keep sewing that all the way to the end. Now when you get to the end, you have to make sure you leave your sewing needle in the hair, and that will allow you to turn without having to move your hair away. So you can turn that around, and then when you turn the weft, you have to raise the needle back up to allow you to reach that hair and press it down because you need it to be flat. Obviously if you are planning to cut the hair, you would cut it, but I don't cut it. I just press it down and then keep sewing. I feel that when it's folded, it lasts longer because there's reduced shedding. But you can cut it if you feel that will make it easier for you. And you just keep sewing that back to the other side again. Put your needle down, turn your wig should I say, and then turn the hair, raise the needle up and press the weft down. Put the foot back on it and that should hold it in place. You can turn the knob on the side for the beginning because sometimes it can be too bulky to just sew straight on, so you can use that knob on the side to help you. Yeah, you can see me turning that knob to push the needle in so that I can turn the wig around to the other side. And I'll bring that needle back up. So allow me to reach down to the end and press the hair down. Okay. And try to keep the cap straight as well when you're sewing, because it's not a straight cap, it's obviously round, so it does fold, but you need it to be straight so that there's no pleats in there. If you start getting any pleats in there, the wig is going to be small and you don't want that. So keep that straight, keep your hair nice and neat. Try not to trap it in the sewing. I'm just moving it a bit faster for you because I don't want this video to be too long. I'll just speed that up a little for you. And you can see me using that knob to get the end of that hair, like right at the hedge. And you can see how nice and neat the back of that wig is. It's very smooth. And it's really quick as well to sew your wig on the machine. I think this whole project took me an hour and a half. So it's really quick to make your wig on the sewing machine. I'm just going to turn the music up for you so that you can stop hearing my voice. And I'm going to speed this up. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I will speak to you at the end of this video. Okay, now I'm showing you, sorry, I was pinning the wig cap to the wig, and I don't think that footage is on there. I was just showing you what I did just then. So I pinned it all the way around onto the line that I drew earlier on, and then I'm going to just sew it right on that line. And I'm going to try to sew it on the hedge so I won't trap too much of the hair in the stitches. You do actually make sure that you are removing your needle, your pin that you used to put the closure onto the cap, because you really don't want to hit your needle with those pins. If you do, it's not going to be a great thing that will happen. It's going to be very dangerous. Just make sure you remove the pins whilst you're sewing. Don't sew on top of it, please. And I'm using a very big pin here. Normally, if I was sewing clothes, it would be small pins. I use a big one so that I won't be tempted to try to sew over it. Please don't sew over the pin. So we got a visitor. Somebody wanted to play on the iPad. Okay, so that's done. That's finished now. I'm going to fill in the space in the middle, so the space between the closure and the rest of the hair. I'm just going to finish that by filling it in with the rest of the bundles. And that's it really for this wig, I think. Just going to fill that up, and I'm going to try to keep those lines together to really fill up the middle part. So now I'm showing you what the wig looks like. It looks really good, and I am wearing a different outfit because this is actually the next day. I couldn't finish it the first day because I had things to do with the kids and everything. So this is the next day. I'm going to try it on because it's not my wig. I'm wearing a cap. Even if it's my wig, I'll be wearing a cap. So I'm going to just put that on my head. If it's not yours, if it's for a customer, try it on a block. This is my sister's wig. She doesn't mind, so I'm trying it on my head. And you can move it to any side you want. I'm really loving this wig. I'm tempted to keep it, but I can't because she'll kill me. So try it on both sides, check the back, and I've decided to add more to the middle because I feel it's a bit fuller on the sides than it is in the middle, and that is generally what happens really. So you do need to go back and fill it in. I will be adding in total about 4 double, so I'll be doubling it in the middle, and I'll be adding 4 tracks. I'm only going to show you one, but I'll be doing 4. Open up the space that you want to fill in and then just fill it in. Because I'm doubling the tracks, I will be using a zigzag stitch, and that's why I recorded this, because I wanted to show you what I would do if I need to double the track and how to do a zigzag stitch. It's very easy, it's very straightforward. I'm just showing you so that you know. So you just put your track there as usual. I zoomed it in so you can see. Put the foot down, and this one needs a lot more control because it's zigzag, so you need to really hold that hair down and separate the space very well. What I will say is that because it's really hard to sew a double weft on the sewing machine, you can actually put this wig onto the mannequin, separate the parts that you want to sew, and just sew it by hand. I feel that you will probably get it done a lot quicker doing it by hand than you would doing it on the sewing machine for this adding on bit, because you have to control the hair that you've already sewn. It's a bit of a pain because it's already full, and obviously this one is a curly hair, so yeah, it was a bit of a struggle. But if you don't mind, if you really want it to be all done on the sewing machine, then obviously go for it, but most likely I would probably just sew it on the mannequin head because it will be quicker. Don't need to control it too much then. But here you are, sewing it on the zigzag and back stitching that, and that track is done. So I did not take that all the way, so I just did that in the middle section. I didn't take it from side to side, and I'm just going to tidy up my work, cut off any thread that's hanging off inside the wig cap and take out that excess net that we don't need anymore. Try to be careful. You don't want to make any mistakes at this point. You want to make sure that you don't ruin your hard work, and you just take all that net off and you are done. You could obviously sew on elastic bands. I sometimes don't bother, but my sister has got very small head, so I'm going to sew elastic band, but I'm not showing you the elastic band bit. But there's so many videos on YouTube, you can see how to sew elastic band, and if you want me to, I will show you on a different video next time. So if you really like this video, because this is it for this video, please thumbs up and subscribe. This is my first ever video and I'm proud. If you have any advice, any comments, leave them down below. Any questions, let me know and I will try to get to you as soon as I can. Thank you very much for watching the video, and goodbye.